90 days might seem like a small amount of time, but with commitment and discipline, it's enough to completely transform your life. It only takes 3 months to build new habits, rewrite your story, and transform your future. Don't let the fear of change hold you back. In 3 months, you can be living a life you never thought possible. Are you ready to transform your life in just 3 months? Many of us feel stuck or overwhelmed by the changes we want to make, but real transformation is possible. And it doesn't take years. In just 90 days, you can make meaningful changes in your habits, mindset, and daily routines. It's not about drastic shifts, but about taking consistent, intentional actions every single day. If you're tired of waiting for the perfect moment and want to finally make progress, this video is for you. Let's dive in and show you exactly how to transform your life in 3 months. Number 1. Wake up early every day and take full control. The way you start your day shapes how you live your life. Waking up early is not just about setting an alarm, it's about setting a new standard for yourself. It's a commitment to stop being passive with your time and start leading yourself with strength. This is where personal transformation truly begins, in the space between who you are and who you're ready to become. In that space, that's your morning. Every morning gives you a choice to rise with intention or to fall back into old patterns. When you wake up early, you make a clear statement that you're no longer letting your circumstances decide your day. You're not leaving it to chance. You are choosing to step forward before the world even catches up to you. That choice alone builds self-respect, not because someone told you to do it, but because you told yourself it was time. Now for 3 months, if you can do this, if you can get up early every single day and own your time, you will feel like a different person. Not because your schedule changed, but because your mindset changed. It's not just the act of waking up earlier, it's what it asterisk represents, asterisk. It says you're ready to lead your life instead of following it. It means you're stepping out of being casual and stepping into being deliberate. There are people who dream about a better life, and there are people who do something about it. Waking up early every day is how you put yourself in that second group. Because now you're not just surviving the day, you're shaping it, you're driving it. You're saying, this is my time, this is my move. When you wake up earlier than you need to, it gives you an edge. And no, not the fake kind, not ego. Real quiet strength. Because when everyone else is still asleep, you're building. When the world hasn't asked anything of you yet, you're already in motion. You're already creating space for your priorities before life hands you its distractions. And this builds something deep inside, something you can feel. A calm confidence, a steady belief, not hype, not fake motivation. A clear inner message that says, I'm showing up for myself. And when you do that long enough, it starts to change the way you see yourself. You no longer wait for permission. You no longer sit back and hope things get better. You get better. Now here's the thing. It's not about waking up at some magical time. It's about consistency. Pick a time that challenges you, that stretches you, but that you can stick with. This isn't about beating yourself up. This is about building yourself up. And that happens through small, steady wins repeated daily. The first week won't feel exciting. The second might not either. But that's not the point. The point is you're choosing to lead, not be led. You're deciding how your life goes, not letting your phone, your stress, or your job set the tone. That power, the power of decision, multiplies every day you claim it. What you do with that early hour matters. You don't fill it with noise. You don't fill it with distractions. You use it to prepare your mind. You use it to move your body. You use it to remind yourself who you are and where you're going. You journal. You breathe. You read something real. You plan your day with full attention. You don't rush. You don't drift. You lock in. And this hour, over time, becomes something sacred. It becomes your space to grow, to think, to level up. Not just in your work, but in how you show up in the world. You're no longer the person who says, I'll try. You're the person who's already moving, already deciding, already showing others what discipline looks like. When others are still snoozing, still complaining, still hoping, you're doing. And not because you have something to prove, but because you finally decided your time is too valuable to waste. You've stopped being okay with average. You've stopped waiting to feel ready. You've started building real change. That's what transformation looks like. It's not flashy. It's not loud. It's not overnight. It's steady. It's earned. It's built brick by brick through uncomfortable choices. Like waking up early even when you don't feel like it. That's the work that changes everything. That's what separates those who grow from those who just wish for growth. And yes, you'll be tempted to stop. You'll feel tired some mornings. You'll want to sleep in. But this is where your character gets built. Not when it's easy. When it's inconvenient. When it's uncomfortable. When no one's watching. That's when it counts. Because that's when you get to prove to yourself that your goals matter more than your moods. And over time, something shifts. Waking up early becomes who you are. You're no longer trying to change. You've changed. You've proven you can keep a promise to yourself. You've proven that your word means something, and that gives you power that no one can take from you. 3 months from now, you could look in the mirror and see someone who leads their life with strength. Someone who doesn't wait to be motivated. Someone who is motivated by the future they're building. But that future is not built with words. It's built with action. And that action starts every morning when you wake up with purpose and say, "This is my time, and I will use it." So if you're serious about transforming your life, start here. Start small. Start strong. Set the alarm. Get out of bed. And use the quiet hour before the noise to become someone you're proud of. Waking up early every day is not the final step, but it is the first one. And it's the one that leads to all the others. So take it, own it, and make these next 3 months count like your future depends on it. Because it does. Number 2. Push your body hard and train with real purpose. Transformation begins when you stop waiting for the right mood and start moving with serious intent. If you want real change, it starts with your body. It starts with movement. It starts with showing up when you don't feel like it and pushing harder than you thought you could. Your body is the foundation. When you get that part right, everything else becomes easier. You think clearer. You act faster. You feel more control over your days. But this doesn't happen by accident. You have to train and not just go through the motions. You have to train like your future depends on it. Because it does. When you train with purpose, you shift your mind. You tell yourself, "I'm no longer living in a cycle of excuses. I'm here to break limits." You can't wait to feel motivated. Motivation fades, purpose stays. Purpose means you know why. You're doing this, you're not just working out for looks. You're training for strength, for energy, for focus, for self-respect. When you push your body hard, you discover something important. You're capable of more than you thought. Most people never find that out because they stop when it gets uncomfortable. But discomfort is not your enemy, it's your entry point. That's where growth starts. That's where discipline gets built. Every time you say this is hard and you keep going anyway, you gain something valuable. Not just a stronger body, but a stronger will. You learn to do things even when they're not easy. That transfers into every other part of your life. You become the kind of person who follows through, who finishes, who endures. Think about how many people stay stuck in life because they don't train themselves to handle stress. The gym is not just about physical strength. It's mental training. Every rep is a decision. Every drop of sweat is proof that you're choosing effort over ease. And those choices compound. Your mind will always look for the way out. That's human nature. But if you want a transformation, you have to rise above that voice that tells you to quit early. You have to meet yourself at your edge. And then take one more step. That step builds self-respect. People often ask, what's the best workout? The best workout is the one you do with full effort. The one where you don't check your phone. The one where you don't go through the motions. The one where you show up to push, not to be entertained. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need the latest gear. You need a reason. You need a purpose. You need to get clear on what this physical discipline means to you. Is it about taking back control? Is it about proving something to yourself? Is it about becoming the kind of person who no longer makes excuses? You can't transform by being passive. You transform by deciding that your comfort no longer controls you. That means when it's raining, you still go. When you're tired, you still train. When it's early, you don't skip. You don't negotiate with your feelings. You show up for your future. You'll have days when you don't feel like doing anything. That's normal, but those are the most important days to train. Because when you push through those days, you build trust with yourself. You begin to believe, if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. That belief changes your life. Don't just move your body, push it. Get your heart rate up. Feel your muscles burn. Sweat like your goals depend on it. They do. That pain you feel, it's feedback. It's telling you that you're alive. It's telling you that something is changing. You don't have to train for hours, but you have to train with intention. You can't build discipline by being casual. A quick session with full focus is more valuable than a long one done halfway. Get in. Go hard. Be present. Leave knowing you gave something. It's not just what you do during your training. It's who you become through it. Every day you train, you reinforce your identity. You tell yourself, I'm someone who works. I'm someone who shows up. I'm someone who doesn't give in when it gets tough. That self-image matters. Because when you start seeing yourself as someone who pushes through, it affects everything. You show up differently in your work. You speak with more confidence. You move with more certainty. That's how momentum builds. Not in one day, but one decision at a time. And here's the truth. You don't need to compete with anyone else. You're not in the gym to impress someone. You're there to rise above your own limits. This is about you versus you. Your only real competition is the version of you that settles. Track your progress. Not just in numbers, but in effort. Did you go harder than last time? Did you stay focused when your mind wanted to wander? Did you finish strong? That's what growth looks like. And those wins add up. Celebrate every step forward. Not just when you hit a goal, but every time you show up when you didn't feel like it. Those are victories. Those are breakthroughs. That's how transformation takes root. If you've been inconsistent, start small, but start with fire. Don't say you'll try. Say you'll commit. Build a schedule. Stick to it. Make it non-negotiable. Block the time. No distractions. That's your hour. That's your appointment with yourself. Make training part of your identity. Not something you fit in when you have time. Something you make time for. You protect that time like your future depends on it. Because it does. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be relentless. If you fall off, you get back on. If you miss a day, you don't miss two. If you feel weak, you still show up and do what you can. It's not about always going hard. It's about always going. You can change your entire life if you change your standards. And it starts with how you treat your body. Because when you learn to push through physically, you gain the confidence to push through mentally and emotionally too. 3 months. That's all it takes to start looking and feeling like a different person. But only if you train with purpose. Only if you show up with intensity. Only if you stop making room for excuses and start making space for effort. Push your body like your life is on the line. Train like you're building something. Because you are. You're building a stronger version of yourself. One rep at a time. One step at a time. One decision at a time. Number 3. Stop wasting time and focus on your top priorities. Most people never get what they want because they don't know what they're really doing with their time. That's the honest truth. They wake up, they scroll, they wander through the day, they jump from one thing to another, and before they know it, the day is over, and nothing important got done. Another day gone, another day closer to nothing changing. You want a transformation in 3 months? Then you must stop wasting time. Time is not your enemy, but it will become one if you continue to give it away without a plan. You've got to be ruthless with your time. You've got to protect it like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Every minute you give to distraction is a minute you steal from your goals. That's not pressure. That's truth. It's clarity. You've got 24 hours every day. So does everyone else. The difference between people who grow and people who stay stuck is how they use those hours. If you're not doing something that leads you closer to your priorities, you're drifting. And drifting doesn't lead to success. It leads to regret. 3 months of drifting won't give you change. 3 months of focus will, and you choose which one you commit to. Now ask yourself this. What actually matters to you right now? Not someday. Not 5 years from now. What matters to you in the next 90 days? What needs to happen for you to look back 3 months from today and say, that was the turning point? Clarity brings power. If you're not clear on what your top priorities are, you will waste your time on everything else. You'll confuse movement with progress. But movement isn't enough. You can run in circles for hours and end up in the same place. What matters is direction. Are you moving forward, or are you just staying busy? Start identifying your top priorities today, and be honest about them. What's the goal? Is it building discipline, improving your health, starting that business, fixing your finances, strengthening your relationships? Whatever it is, write it down. Make it real, make it clear. Once you know what your priorities are, here's the next step. Cut out what doesn't serve them. Distractions won't come with a warning. They come looking like fun, like entertainment, like things you deserve after a long day. But too many of those things pile up. Before you know it, they've taken over your life. So take them out. If it's not helping you grow, it's holding you back. You don't need to do 100 things. You need to do the right things. When you spread yourself too thin, you lose focus. And when you lose focus, your time slips away. You blink, and the day is gone. But if you zero in on what actually moves the needle, you become powerful. Because now your time works for you. Create structure in your day. Give your time a purpose before the day begins. Don't wake up and wait for the day to tell you what to do. Decide ahead of time. Decide the night before. Decide what matters and protect that time. Like it's gold, because it is. Morning is for focus. Use it wisely. Cut out distractions. Give your best energy to your top priorities, not what pops up on your screen. People often say they don't have enough time, but the truth is, they don't have enough direction. When you don't know what matters most, you say yes to everything, but everything is not equal. You've got to stop treating it like it is. Choose a few things, do them well. Repeat it every day. The truth is, you already know where you're wasting time. You already know the habits that steal from you. You already know the people who distract you. The routines that don't serve you. The choices that leave you feeling worse. The answer isn't hidden. It's right in front of you. You just have to do something about it. This is about ownership. You don't need to blame anyone. You don't need to explain yourself. You need to take control. You need to look at your time the way successful people do, as your most valuable resource. Money you can earn again. Opportunities you can find again. But time, once it's gone, is gone forever. So how much of it are you willing to waste? You can't keep waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time doesn't exist. The perfect plan won't come. You have to start with what you have, where you are, and build from there. That's how transformation begins. Not with more time, but with more discipline. Not with more talent, but with more focus. If you give 3 months of clear, focused effort toward your top priorities, you'll be shocked at what changes. And it won't just be the results. It'll be you. You'll start to think differently. You'll move with more purpose. You'll stop giving energy to things that don't matter. You'll look in the mirror and see someone who's actually living intentionally, not just reacting to life, but shaping it. 3 months isn't forever. It's not some impossible timeline. It's 12 weeks. It's 90 days. You can do anything for 90 days if it matters to you. And if your life means anything to you, if your goals matter, if your future matters, then you owe it to yourself to take those days seriously. You don't need motivation every day. You need a system. You need reminders of what matters. You need to be around the right voices. You need to build a schedule that puts your top priorities first. You need to show up even when you don't feel like it. Especially then, because that's when growth happens. And no, it won't be easy. There will be days you feel tired, Days you feel behind. Days you question why you're doing it. But those are the days that test your commitment. If you push through them, you get stronger. You become more clear. You build trust in yourself. That's how transformation sticks. So the choice is in front of you. You can keep giving your time to things that won't matter a year from now. Or you can start now. Focus on what truly matters. Give your best energy to your biggest priorities. And in 3 months, your life can look completely different. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because you took control. And that's where real transformation begins. Number 4, speak to yourself with honesty, power, and belief. One of the most powerful conversations you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. Not the words you say out loud to impress others. Not the thoughts you post online to get approval. I'm talking about the raw, quiet talk that happens when no one else is around. That's the voice that shapes your beliefs, your attitude, and your future. Now, if that voice is full of doubt, fear, or lies, you've got a problem. If you keep telling yourself you can't, you won't. If you keep saying you're not enough, you'll keep showing up small. But if you speak with honesty, with power, and with belief, you'll begin to move forward. Not just with effort, but with certainty. The starting point is honesty. You've got to tell yourself the truth. No sugarcoating, no avoiding, just straight truth. Because you can't fix what you refuse to face. If you're lazy, admit it. If you're undisciplined, call it out. If you're afraid, say so. That's how change begins. Not with pretending, but with clarity. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about being real. Growth doesn't come from lying to yourself. You don't grow by hiding behind excuses. You grow when you look at your habits, your mindset, and your choices. And you stop pretending they're fine when they're not. That's what honesty looks like. But don't stop there. Once you speak the truth, speak with power. Power means speaking to your future, not your past. Power means reminding yourself that you are capable of doing hard things. It means you don't shrink when challenges show up. You rise, even if it's slow. Even if it's messy. You rise anyway. Most people talk to themselves like they're defeated before they've even started. They tell themselves they're not good enough, not smart enough, not disciplined enough. Then they act surprised when nothing changes. But the mind follows the voice it hears the most. So if your self-talk is weak, your results will be weak. If your self-talk is strong, you begin to carry yourself differently. You need to be your own coach, your own motivator, your own reminder that you are in charge of how your life turns out. You've got to be the one who stands in front of the mirror and says, "I'm not perfect, but I'm not done either." You've got to be the one who decides to act with courage even when fear shows up. No one else can do this part for you. Then comes belief, the foundation of everything you're trying to build. If you don't believe you can change, you won't. If you don't believe you have value, you'll settle for less. Belief doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you're willing to keep going until you find them. It means you trust your ability to grow. This belief isn't fake confidence. It's not about pretending you've already arrived. It's about knowing you have what it takes to keep showing up, even when it's hard. It's about holding on to the possibility that things can get better because you're getting better. The words you say to yourself every day either build you up or break you down. So ask yourself, what kind of voice are you giving your mind? Are you feeding it thoughts of strength, direction, and clarity? Or are you feeding it doubt, confusion, and fear? Change your words, and you'll change your mindset. Speak like someone who's ready, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. That's when your words matter most. Anyone can talk big when life is easy. But when life hits hard, that's when your voice becomes a weapon or a weakness. Build a habit of speaking strength into your day. Before the world throws anything at you, speak to yourself first. Get quiet. Get centered. Say what needs to be said. Say I'm responsible. Say I'm ready. Say I'm not going back to my old ways. Say this time I'm all in. Make this a part of your routine. Not once. Not sometimes. Every day. Just like you shower. Just like you eat. Feed your mind strong words. Not lies. Not fake positivity. Just truth. Spoken with conviction. This is how transformation starts on the inside. Not with motivation that fades. Not with hype that dies down. But with a quiet, steady voice that says, keep going. You're becoming someone new. If you want to change in the next 3 months, it starts with your voice. Not the one the world hears, the one you hear. If that voice is weak, you won't follow through. If that voice is strong, you'll overcome setbacks. Because even when no one else is cheering you on, you'll have one person in your corner yourself. Now here's the challenge. Every time you catch yourself thinking small, speak bigger. Every time you hear doubt, answer it with belief. Every time fear creeps in, replace it with action. That's how you build inner power. That's how you stop falling for the same lies. That's how you begin to believe in what's possible. It's not easy. At first you'll feel silly. You'll feel like it's not working. You'll feel like the old thoughts are louder than the new ones. But keep going. Keep speaking. Keep believing. Because over time your mind will start to trust you. It will stop fighting you. It will start listening. 3 months from now you could be more confident, more focused, more in control. But it starts now. It starts with what you say to yourself when no one else is watching. So say something today that pulls you forward. Say something that makes you stronger. Say something that keeps you going. And then repeat it tomorrow. And the day after that, build a new voice. One built on truth. One built on strength. One built on belief. Because when you speak to yourself with honesty, power, and belief, you don't just feel better. You become better. You don't just imagine change. You live it. That's where your transformation begins. And no one can take that away from you. Number 5. Choose your circle wisely and remove all distractions. You don't get stronger by accident. You don't change your life by chance. You do it by making clear decisions about who you spend your time with and what you allow to pull your attention. One of the most important choices you will ever make is the people you keep close. Your circle can shape your thinking, your actions, and even your belief in yourself. The right people will push you, challenge you, remind you of your goals, and hold you to a higher standard. The wrong people will distract you, doubt you, drain your energy, and keep you stuck. So the question is simple. Are the people around you helping you grow, or are they keeping you small? It's not about being judgmental. It's about being responsible. If someone in your life constantly pulls you away from your priorities, that's not support. That's interference. If you want a new life, you need new standards for the people you give your time and energy to. Sometimes it's your oldest friend who's keeping you in your comfort zone. Sometimes it's the people you've known the longest who are least invested in who you are becoming. They might not mean harm, they just don't match your direction. And you have to be honest about that. Growth is not a group decision. You don't need a vote to change your life. You just need to be clear about where you're going and protect your focus like your future depends on it. Because it does. If someone always complains, always doubts, always blames, those habits are contagious. You might think you're immune, but after enough time, their voice becomes a part of your voice. You absorb it without even noticing. That's the danger of staying around the wrong circle. Instead, find people who think bigger. Find those who take action, who keep their word, who focus on results instead of excuses. Surround yourself with people who are serious about their future. They won't let you coast. They won't let you settle. And you'll start to raise your own standards just by being around them. If that sounds tough to find, good, that means you're searching with purpose. It's better to walk alone for a while than to walk with people going nowhere. Now, once your circle is right, you've got to clear the rest. You've got to remove distractions. Completely. No halfway. No maybe later. Because distractions aren't harmless. They take your attention, your energy, your time, and they give nothing back. You check your phone every 5 minutes. You scroll for hours. You say yes to things you don't care about. That's not freedom. That's losing your edge. You have to train your focus. You have to protect your time. You have to learn to say no to anything that doesn't push you forward. That means saying no to endless entertainment. No to the easy path. No to comfort when it steals progress. Distractions show up in small ways. A message, a notification, a conversation that leads nowhere. But those small things add up fast. And over weeks and months, you've lost hours. You've lost energy. And worst of all, you've lost momentum. 3 months of serious focus can change your life. But only if you remove what's been stealing your attention. No transformation happens with your mind split in 5 different directions. You've got to bring your full energy to your goals. That means one goal, one plan, one direction. If you can remove your distractions for just 90 days and upgrade your circle, you will begin to see something very different. Your thoughts will be sharper. Your actions will have more purpose. Your confidence will grow, not because you feel good, but because you'll start to see results. The hardest part is that most people around you won't understand. When you stop showing up for the same old conversations, when you stop saying yes to every little thing, they'll think you're changing. And they're right. You are. And that's exactly the point. Change isn't comfortable, but neither is being stuck. And if you're serious about transformation, then you can't carry the weight of people and habits that don't serve you. You'll have to make decisions. Real ones. Not just saying I'll try to focus more. Not just saying I'll distance myself. You'll need to be clear. You'll need to unfollow, unsubscribe, uninstall, disconnect. You'll need to stop replying, stop explaining, stop waiting for others to catch up. This is your life. This is your time. The truth is, most people aren't distracted because of the outside world. They're distracted because they never made the inside world clear. When you know what you want, distractions become obvious. When you don't, everything looks important. And that's how you stay stuck, confused, busy, but never making real progress. So if you're ready for a 3-month transformation, then start here, review your circle, and remove your distractions. Make it a clean break, not slow, not one day. Today, sit down and write out who in your life lifts you up and who brings you down. Be honest. You don't owe anyone your energy. You owe it to your future. Then write out your biggest distractions. What do you waste time on? What do you keep saying you'll fix but never do? What's pulling your focus when you should be building something meaningful? Identify them. Eliminate them. No excuses. And once that's done, choose who you let in. Carefully. Choose people who don't settle. People who have strong values. People who move forward even when it's hard. And be that person for others too. Show up with discipline. Show up with hunger. Be someone who raises the standard for the people around you. In 3 months, you can build a stronger circle. You can remove distractions that have followed you for years. You can get your time, your focus, and your life back. Not with luck, with decisions. Real ones. And when people see you changing, let them. When people question you, keep going. When distractions come knocking, don't answer. Stay focused. Stay clear. Keep building. This is your moment to draw a line, to take control, to decide that nothing is worth your peace, your goals, or your growth. And once you decide that, nothing can stop you. Number 6. Write down your goals and read them every morning. If you're serious about changing your life in 3 months, you need to get clear on where you're going. Not someday. Not when things calm down. Now, the starting point of all progress is clarity. Without it, you drift. With it, you move forward with intention. That's why writing down your goals is not a nice idea. It's a requirement. When you write your goals, you give your thoughts structure. You take something invisible and make it visible. Your goals go from being thoughts in your mind to words on paper that you can see and touch. That makes them real. It gives them weight. It gives you something to aim at. You may think you know what you want, but there's a difference between thinking about your goals and writing them down. Most people keep their goals vague. They say things like, I want to be successful, or I want to be in better shape, or I want more money. That's not a goal. That's a wish. A real goal is specific. It's clear. It has detail. Write it down. What exactly do you want in the next 90 days? How much weight do you want to lose? How much money do you want to save or earn? What skill do you want to build? What habit do you want to master? Write the answers with honesty and precision. If it matters to you, it needs to be on paper. Not once. Not when you're motivated. Every day. Every morning. Because every morning you are choosing the direction of your life. You're deciding whether you'll stay the same or move forward. Reading your goals daily is how you remind yourself of what you're building. Your mornings set the tone for your whole day. That's when your mind is fresh. That's when you decide whether to lead the day or let the day lead you. So start your mornings with clarity. Read your goals before the world has a chance to distract you. This isn't about motivation. It's about alignment. When you read your goals, your brain gets in sync with your vision. You remember why you're saying no to comfort. You remember what matters. You remember what you said you would do. The world is loud. People will pull you in different directions. Distractions will pop up. Urgent things will compete for your attention. But when your goals are the first thing you see every morning, it's easier to stay centered. It's easier to act with purpose. And you don't just read them passively. You speak them out loud, with strength, with conviction. Speak them like they're already yours. Not because it's magic, but because belief matters. When you speak your goals, you activate something in yourself. You connect your thoughts with your actions. You give your day a mission. You want transformation. Then stop living on autopilot. Stop going into your day without direction. That's how people waste years. By waking up without a plan, without focus, without goals in front of them. Writing your goals also creates accountability. Now they're not floating ideas. Now they're real commitments. And when you break a commitment that's written in your own words, it stings. That sting is good. It keeps you honest. Keep a journal. Keep a planner. Keep a sheet taped to your wall if you have to. But keep those goals in front of you. Every day. No exceptions. Some days you'll feel tired. Some mornings you won't feel like reading anything. Do it anyway. That's how you build mental toughness. That's how you stay on track when your feelings try to steer you off course. Discipline doesn't come from feeling good. It comes from deciding what matters and sticking to it. You know what makes people lose momentum? Forgetting why they started. Losing connection to their goal. They drift. They delay. They doubt. You fix that by coming back to your goals daily. They're your anchor. They're your fuel. They're your map. If you ever wonder why you're not making progress, the first place to look is your clarity. If you're not moving, it's probably because you're not focused. And if you're not focused, it's probably because you stopped revisiting your goals. Progress doesn't come from thinking harder. It comes from consistent alignment. That's why reading your goals daily isn't optional. It's the habit that builds all the other habits. It's how you start each day on purpose. Over time, something powerful starts to happen. You begin to feel more control over your life. You begin to act faster. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop needing others to push you. Because you've got your own compass now. And it's written in your own words. Don't keep your goals in your head. Write them where you can see them. Carry them with you. Make them part of your environment. Post them on your wall. Set them as your phone wallpaper. Put them in places that remind you what you're working for. People say I don't have time to write goals. But they have time for hours of social media. They have time to scroll. They have time for distractions. It's not about time. It's about priorities. You can't change your life if your goals aren't even worth 5 minutes a day. 3 months from now, your life can look completely different. But only if you start living with intention. Only if you wake up each day and remember exactly what you're aiming for. Write it, act on it. Every day. If you miss a day, don't make it 2. If you fall behind, don't quit. Adjust. Get back on track. Keep those goals in front of you. You want confidence? Do what you said you would do. You want discipline? Remind yourself daily what you're building. You want results? Start your day with direction. This is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. And when you stick with it, you'll start to notice the changes. In your mindset, in your behavior, in your results. Small shifts at first, then big ones. It all starts with writing down what matters. It all begins with reading your vision before anything else steals your attention. So ask yourself, what kind of life do you want in 90 days? Don't just think about it. Don't just dream it. Write it. Then commit to reading it every morning. Speak it with strength. Own it with your actions. And build it with your focus. Number 7. Take full responsibility for every choice you make. Your life is shaped by the choices you make. And for too long, people have avoided taking full responsibility for those choices. They blame circumstances, other people, or even luck for their situation. But the truth is, the moment you stop making excuses and take full responsibility for every single choice you make, your life will begin to change. The first step in owning your life is understanding that no one is coming to fix it for you. The world does not owe you success. No one is responsible for your happiness or your failures. Every decision you've made up until now has led you to this point, and that's a powerful realization. It's not about what happened to you in the past. It's about how you respond from this moment on. Taking full responsibility means you stop blaming the outside world. It means you stop waiting for permission. You stop looking for the perfect time, the perfect job, the perfect partner, the perfect conditions. It means you realize that your success or your lack of it is entirely in your hands. The decisions you make, day after day, create the life you live. The truth is, life doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. You might not always be able to control everything that happens around you, but you can always control how you react. And your reaction is the key to your success. You have to stop making excuses. The world is full of people who are great at justifying their inaction. They'll tell you all the reasons why they can't get ahead. They'll tell you they don't have enough time, enough money, enough resources. But the truth is, those are just excuses. Every single person who has achieved anything of significance has had obstacles to overcome. But they chose to take responsibility for their circumstances and find solutions, not excuses. You're in charge of your choices. And with that comes immense power. The choices you make today impact tomorrow, next month, and next year. If you want your life to be different in 3 months, you have to start making different choices today. You can't keep doing what you've always done and expect a different result. Your habits, your actions, your mindset, all of that is within your control. Taking responsibility also means being honest with yourself. You don't get to blame others for your mistakes. If you've made poor decisions in the past, own them, learn from them. Don't bury them, don't rationalize them, and don't try to forget them. The only way to grow is to fully acknowledge where you've fallen short and make a conscious decision to change. The same goes for your successes. You have to take credit for the good things in your life. Don't downplay your achievements. You earned them. You worked hard for them. And it's crucial that you celebrate those wins no matter how small. When you take responsibility for both your successes and your failures, you build confidence. You reinforce the idea that you are in control. That's how you create momentum. Let's talk about the people around you. Taking full responsibility for your life also means not allowing toxic people to control your choices. You cannot let someone else dictate your decisions or your emotional state. That's not being responsible. That's being reactive. Take charge of who you allow in your circle. Choose people who uplift you, who challenge you to be better, and who support your goals. If you keep allowing people to manipulate you, to drag you down, or to hold you back, that's a choice you're making. And that's a choice you can change. If you're serious about transforming your life in the next 3 months, then you need to take full responsibility for the people you keep close. If they don't add value, if they don't respect your growth, if they don't believe in what you're doing, it's time to move on. Taking full responsibility also means acknowledging your role in how you spend your time. Too many people waste their time on distractions, scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows, hanging out with people who don't push them forward. You are responsible for how you spend your days. You can choose to be productive, or you can choose to waste time. It's entirely up to you. If you're not where you want to be, don't wait for someone else to change your situation. It's up to you. You need to own your time, own your choices, own your results. That's the key to breaking out of the cycle of excuses and disappointment. When you accept full responsibility for everything in your life, you stop playing the victim and start taking control. When you take full responsibility for every choice you make, you stop feeling powerless. You stop feeling like the world is against you. You stop thinking that things are happening to you. You realize that you are in the driver's seat. You are the one who can change your circumstances. No one else can do that for you. It's your life and it's your responsibility. The good news is, you have the power to make decisions that will change your life. Every single day, you get to choose. You get to choose what kind of person you want to be. You get to choose what kind of life you want to live, but you have to take responsibility for those choices. If you're tired of feeling stuck, take a long, hard look at the choices you're making. Are they serving you? Are they taking you where you want to go? If not, make a different choice. Take a different path. Start doing the things that align with the future you want to create. 3 months from now, you can be looking back at the progress you've made. You can be seeing the change in yourself, your habits, your results. But that starts with responsibility. It starts with owning your choices. It starts with taking full control of your actions and not letting anyone or anything dictate your life. You can do this. You are capable. You are powerful. You are in control. So start taking responsibility today and watch how quickly your life begins to change. Number 8. Break one bad habit and replace it with discipline. One of the most effective ways to make a serious change in your life is to break just one bad habit and replace it with discipline. It's not about trying to fix everything at once. It's about focusing on one thing that holds you back, tearing it apart, and replacing it with something far more powerful. Bad habits are insidious. They sneak into your life and create patterns that feel comfortable, but they don't serve you. They make you weak, undisciplined, and stuck in a cycle of procrastination and poor choices. Whether it's smoking, oversleeping, eating junk food, or wasting time on distractions, these habits rob you of your energy, focus, and potential. You cannot expect to transform your life until you break free from these habits. But the good news is, you can. And you don't have to do it all at once. You just have to start with one. Choose that one habit that's causing you the most harm. It could be the habit of scrolling through your phone first thing in the morning instead of starting your day with purpose. Or maybe it's the habit of putting off difficult tasks because they're uncomfortable. Whatever it is, make a commitment to stop. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. The first step in breaking a bad habit is recognizing it. Be honest with yourself. What are you doing that's holding you back? What's stopping you from becoming the person you want to be? Most people are too busy ignoring their bad habits, brushing them off as insignificant. But those small, seemingly harmless habits are what destroy your potential. They waste your time, energy, and focus. When you truly realize the cost of those habits, you will want to get rid of them immediately. But that's not enough. Just acknowledging the habit doesn't change anything. You must take action. You must replace it with something stronger, something more empowering. You must replace that bad habit with discipline. Discipline is what takes you from being average to extraordinary. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's the power to stay consistent when everything in you wants to quit. Discipline is what gets you to your goals when motivation is gone. So when you replace a bad habit with discipline, you don't just stop doing something harmful. You start building something powerful in its place. The key to discipline is consistency. You must commit to taking action every single day. Don't give yourself an out. Discipline isn't a when I feel like it thing. It's a no matter what thing. That's how you create real change. When you start replacing your bad habits with disciplined actions, you'll begin to see a shift in your mindset. You'll stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances and start feeling empowered. You'll realize that you can control your behavior and that you have the strength to choose better. But don't make the mistake of trying to change everything at once. Too many people fail at breaking bad habits because they try to overhaul their entire life. They want to eat clean, work out every day, wake up early, meditate, read, and do everything perfectly from day one. It doesn't work that way. You need to start with one habit, master that, build momentum, then move on to the next. Here's how to do it. Start by identifying the bad habit you want to break. Be specific. What is it? Is it procrastination? Is it your eating habits? Is it your lack of exercise? Once you've identified the habit, write it down. Get clear on what it is and how it's holding you back. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge. Then set a plan to replace that habit. Don't just focus on stopping the bad habit. Focus on replacing it with a new behavior. For example, if your bad habit is procrastination, you could replace it with the discipline of starting tasks as soon as they come up, no matter how uncomfortable. If it's an unhealthy eating habit, you could replace it with disciplined meal prep and healthy choices. It's not enough to just stop doing something. You need to start doing something better. Next, make your new disciplined action a non-negotiable part of your day. It should be something you do consistently, no matter how you feel. The key here is consistency. If you stop and start, you won't create lasting change. But if you stay consistent and stick with it, even on the tough days, you'll begin to see results. Remember, the most important thing is showing up, even when it's hard. As you replace your bad habit with a new disciplined one, you will start to notice a shift in your mindset. You'll stop seeing yourself as someone who struggles with self-control and start seeing yourself as someone who makes powerful decisions. You'll begin to feel proud of your progress, and that pride will fuel you to keep going. Another important part of replacing a bad habit with discipline is creating a positive environment. Surround yourself with things that support your new habit. If your bad habit is eating junk food, get rid of the junk food in your home. If your bad habit is wasting time on your phone, delete distracting apps or put your phone on airplane mode while you work. The more you remove temptations and distractions, the easier it will be to stay disciplined. You also need to be kind to yourself during this process. Breaking a bad habit isn't easy. There will be moments of weakness. You'll make mistakes, but that's okay. It's part of the journey. The key is to not let one mistake derail you. Learn from it, adjust, and keep moving forward. Remember, discipline is built over time, not overnight. As you replace your bad habits with disciplined actions, you will start to see changes in your life. You will notice that your energy increases, your focus sharpens, and your productivity soars. Most importantly, you will begin to see the results of your hard work. Those small actions you take every day will compound, and in a few months you'll be amazed at how far you've come. This is the power of replacing one bad habit with discipline. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about taking control of your life, one decision at a time, and it starts with you. It starts with breaking that one bad habit and replacing it with discipline. Do that, and your transformation will be unstoppable. Number 9, track your progress daily and celebrate small wins. When you're working toward a transformation, it's essential to track your progress every single day. No one achieves their goals by merely wishing for them or hoping for the best. The people who succeed are the ones who put in the work consistently and measure their progress along the way. Tracking your progress is more than just keeping a record. It's about gaining a clear sense of direction, staying motivated, and recognizing how far you've come. One of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is your ability to track your daily progress. You cannot manage what you don't measure. The simple act of tracking allows you to see where you're improving and where you need to adjust. It's not about waiting until the end of the journey to assess your results. It's about looking at your progress every day and making adjustments as needed. Every small step forward counts, and by tracking it, you reinforce your commitment to your goals. So why is it so important to track your progress? First, it gives you clarity. When you can see the progress you're making, even if it's just a small step each day, you feel more in control. It reminds you that you're moving forward, even if it doesn't always feel like it. Every time you mark something off your list, you're getting closer to where you want to be. It's easy to get discouraged when you're working hard and don't see immediate results, but when you track your progress, you create a record of your efforts. You see the days stacking up, the habits being built, and the progress becoming real. Tracking your progress also helps you stay accountable. It's easy to let time slip away or get sidetracked by distractions, but when you're tracking your progress every day, you're holding yourself to a higher standard. You can't hide from the truth. You either made progress or you didn't. It's that simple. But that honesty is what drives success. If you're not tracking, you're not really aware of what's working and what's not. You might think you're doing well, but when you look at your progress, you might find areas where you're slacking off. Tracking holds you accountable in a way that nothing else can. Tracking also gives you the ability to measure success in real time. When you reach small milestones, Take a moment to acknowledge them, celebrate those victories. It's easy to get caught up in the rush for the big results and forget about all the small wins that led up to them. But those small wins are what fuel your progress. They are the building blocks of success. If you want to stay motivated, you need to celebrate them. Each small victory gives you a sense of accomplishment and boosts your confidence. It reminds you that the work you're doing is worth it and that you are making real progress. Celebrating small wins isn't just about throwing a party or rewarding yourself with something extravagant. It's about taking a moment to appreciate your hard work. Whether it's checking something off your to-do list, hitting a personal best, or sticking to a new habit for a week, those moments deserve recognition. Recognizing these wins keeps you motivated and reinforces the idea that progress is happening, even if it's slower than you'd like. This celebration doesn't have to be big, but it has to be intentional. It's about acknowledging the effort you've put in. Another key benefit of tracking your progress is that it helps you identify patterns. By looking at your daily results, you can see what's working and what isn't. Maybe you're consistently hitting your workout goals, but your eating habits are slipping. When you track your progress, you can adjust your approach to make sure you're staying balanced in all areas. You can pinpoint what's getting in your way and take action to overcome it. Tracking allows you to make necessary changes before a small problem becomes a bigger issue. Tracking progress is also about building momentum. The more you track, the more motivated you become. As you see your progress grow day after day, you'll feel a sense of pride in what you're accomplishing. The momentum you build with your small wins propels you forward and makes it easier to keep going. The energy you get from tracking your success creates a positive cycle. The more you track, the more you see, and the more motivated you become. But don't just track the big things. Track the little things too. Celebrate the small moments, waking up on time, finishing that task you've been putting off, sticking to your exercise routine, or choosing a healthier meal. Every time you hit a small goal, you're reinforcing the discipline and commitment it takes to achieve your bigger goals. It's easy to get discouraged when the big results aren't happening as quickly as you'd like, but when you focus on the small wins, you realize how much you've actually done. It's also important to remember that your progress won't always be linear. There will be setbacks. There will be days when things don't go as planned, and that's okay. The key is to keep going, even when things get tough. Tracking your progress doesn't mean you expect perfection. It means you're committed to getting better every day. When you track your progress, you allow yourself to learn from setbacks. They become a part of your journey, not an obstacle that stops you. You can track how you handle these challenges, and over time you'll improve at managing them. One of the easiest ways to track your progress is by keeping a journal. Write down your goals, track your daily actions, and review your results. This simple act will help you stay focused and aligned with your vision. Don't rely on your memory to keep track of everything. Writing it down forces you to be intentional about your progress. It holds you accountable and gives you a tangible record of what you've accomplished. If journaling isn't for you, there are plenty of apps and tools available that can help you track your progress easily. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect. Look at what you've achieved. What went well? What could you improve on? What small wins did you have today? Celebrate them. By reviewing your progress daily, you give yourself a clear sense of direction for the next day. You set yourself up for success by planning your next steps and staying focused on your goals. In the grand scheme of things, success is not built on a single day's effort. It's built on small, consistent actions that you take every day. Tracking your progress is not about being obsessed with perfection. It's about building a habit of consistency and showing up every single day, no matter what. It's about recognizing the small steps and celebrating your efforts, because those efforts are what will lead to massive success over time. So track your progress daily, celebrate your small wins, recognize how far you've come. The more you do this, the more motivated you'll be. The more you see the results of your effort, the more you'll realize that your transformation is happening right before your eyes. Each small win leads to another, and eventually all those small wins add up to something bigger than you ever imagined. Keep going. Track your progress, celebrate the victories. Your future self will thank you for it. Number 10. Challenge your limits and push past mental walls. When it comes to achieving a transformation, one of the most critical steps is to challenge your limits and push past the mental walls that have been holding you back. Your mind is often the biggest barrier between you and your success. It's easy to tell yourself you can't do something or that it's too difficult. But the truth is, you are capable of so much more than you think. Breaking through those mental walls is the key to unlocking your potential and achieving the life you've always wanted. The first thing you need to understand is that limits are mostly self-imposed. The boundaries you believe exist are not as solid as they seem. They are the stories you've told yourself, the beliefs you've accepted, and the fears that have controlled you. The moment you decide to challenge those limits is the moment you begin to break free. These mental barriers are nothing more than illusions, and every time you push past one, you create new possibilities for yourself. The first step in challenging your limits is acknowledging where you've set them. Think about the areas in your life where you've told yourself, "I can't, I'm not good enough," or "this is as far as I can go." Whether it's in your career, your health, your relationships, or your personal growth, these limitations are not real. They are simply mental blocks that prevent you from reaching your fullest potential. Recognize that these thoughts are not facts. They are simply beliefs you've carried with you, often without even realizing it. You've probably felt the weight of these mental walls at some point. You've faced situations where you wanted to give up, or where you thought you couldn't go any further. It might have been during a workout when your body was screaming for rest, or in a project at work where the challenge felt overwhelming. These moments are when your mind tries to hold you back, but they are also the moments when growth happens. You have to push through them to experience the transformation you're striving for. The power to challenge your limits lies in your ability to push yourself just a little further than you think you can go. That's the key. It's not about going all in or suddenly becoming a superhero. It's about taking that extra step when your mind is telling you to stop. When you push past your comfort zone, you force your brain to expand its boundaries. It's in these moments of discomfort that true growth happens. The human body and mind are incredibly adaptable. When you challenge your limits, you strengthen both. For example, think about physical challenges. The first time you run a mile, it might feel impossible. Your legs may ache, and your lungs may burn. Your mind might tell you to stop, but if you push past that mental barrier, you finish that mile. The next time it won't feel as difficult. Your body adapts, and your mind learns that it's capable of handling more than it thought. Over time, what once seemed impossible becomes easy. This principle applies to every aspect of your life, from your physical fitness, to your mental resilience, to your emotional endurance. This concept isn't just about physical challenges. It applies to everything that requires effort and persistence. It could be a project at work, learning a new skill, or facing a difficult personal situation. The moment you decide to push through your mental walls and challenge your limitations, you make progress, and that progress compounds. The more you challenge yourself, the stronger you become. The more you push past your limits, the higher you'll set your expectations for yourself. What seemed like a limit before becomes a stepping stone to your next challenge. A powerful tool for pushing past mental barriers is visualization. Imagine yourself accomplishing the task that currently feels impossible. See yourself pushing through, overcoming the discomfort, and succeeding. Visualization helps prepare your mind for the challenge ahead and reinforces the belief that you can do it. When your mind sees it, your body is more likely to follow through. Visualizing your success builds confidence and reminds you that the limits you perceive are just temporary. They can be broken. Another critical aspect of challenging your limits is reframing failure. Failure isn't the end of the road, it's simply feedback. Every time you fall short or make a mistake, you're given valuable lessons about what doesn't work. It's an opportunity to grow and adjust. If you can reframe your failures as opportunities to learn rather than as signs of weakness, you'll be more likely to push forward and try again. No one who achieves greatness does so without failing along the way. Every successful person has faced failure, but they didn't let it stop them. They used it to fuel their next attempt. You must do the same. When you challenge your limits, you also have to be patient with yourself. This process isn't about perfection, it's about progress. You won't always break through your mental walls on the first try, but each attempt, each small step forward, brings you closer to your goal. The key is to keep going. Don't let a setback or a moment of doubt derail your progress. Recognize that breaking through your mental walls is a journey, not a destination. One of the most important things to remember when pushing past your limits is the power of consistency. It's not about taking one big leap and expecting everything to change overnight. It's about showing up every day and continuing to push your boundaries. No matter how small the step is, small, consistent actions add up over time and lead to massive transformation. Whether it's getting up a little earlier, working a little harder, or facing your fears just a little longer, each step forward is progress. You can also find strength in surrounding yourself with others who are willing to challenge their own limits. Find people who inspire you and push you to be better. Your environment matters. If you're around people who are constantly raising their standards, you'll start to do the same. Energy is contagious, and when you surround yourself with individuals who are focused on growth, you'll feel that energy and use it to fuel your own journey. Your mind can either be your biggest ally or your worst enemy. It's up to you to decide. When you push past the limits your mind has set for you, you unlock your true potential. The mental walls you face are not there to stop you, they are there to help you grow. Each time you challenge them, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. So the next time you feel that mental wall, don't shy away. Don't let fear or doubt control your actions. Instead, lean into it. Push a little harder, go a little further. Break through that wall. You have more power inside of you than you realize, and the only way to access it is to challenge your limits. Once you do, you'll discover a new version of yourself, one that is unstoppable, unbreakable, and capable of achieving anything.